morning. My name's Tracy Warren, and I'm the managing director of eWomenNetwork, Snohomish County. And we started these blabs a few weeks ago just so that I could introduce our amazing members to the community. And frankly, what I'm loving about it is I'm getting to know my members even better. And we've been running them at 8:30 a.m. and not getting a lot of people joining in. So I asked Kelly yesterday, who I know is not a super morning person, if we could put it back a little later. And she was, kind of thrilled with that idea. So this is Kelly Statema. She is a business owner who is completely rocking it. And so Kelly, tell us a little bit about you.
I am a wife of 25 years. I have two girls, 20 and 21. I got to take that out of my, okay, there we go. 20 and 21. I run a business from my home.
So, okay. And how long, so you have a unique business. Now I'm going to say, that's a little play on words because you are unique and you are with the company Unique. And I know that you and I have talked about this before, and we'll talk about it a little bit more because Unique doesn't necessarily have the best reputation in the marketplace. So
absolutely.
So for those who don't know what Unique is, can you tell us what it is? And then we'll go back to talk about that reputation thing, because I do think it's important.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And I totally agree with you. Unique is a naturally based cosmetics company. We've been around for 3 years, so we're fairly new. We are a social media based business with zero social media training. So that for some of us has posed a huge challenge in learning to build those relationships and not annoy people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a journey.
How have you been with the company? How long have you been with the company?
I've been with the company since February 2014, so a little over 2 years.
Okay. And you're building a team. So this isn't just like you're selling mascara. Tell me,
no, this is my full-time job.
Team. Yeah, it is your full-time job. And I know you work it full-time. So you have a team of...
I have a team of just over 7,100 women, including amazing, amazing leaders that take care of their portion of that 7,100. So I certainly support my leaders, but I don't have to take care of 7,100 people. That would be almost impossible.
And so, 7,100 people in 20, how many months?
24, 25, 26
Oh,
months.
Okay. So you are over 2 years now.
Yeah, I'm over 2 years.
That's fantastic.
We were in hyper growth, so it went very quickly.
Right. I'm trying to close my, one moment. I want to close my Outlook because I keep getting these little, I know it takes up bandwidth and I don't want to take up bandwidth while we're talking. So let's talk a little bit about this reputation thing because it is important. And what steps have you taken to combat that, to maybe ignore it? I'm not exactly sure how you are tackling it, but kind of what is your approach when people say, ew?
And they say ew a lot.
Yeah.
I just actually say, you know what? Why don't you get to know me and you can decide for yourself?
Right.
Because I'm not the same as every other person. I definitely have stepped out and branded myself and built a reputation in the community over 25 years in network marketing. So I just step out and say, hey, just get to know me. Because it's been an uphill battle.
Right.
There's definitely some spamming going on.
Right. So how do they get to know you?
Well, that's a good question. That's a really good question. You're asking hard questions at 10:30 in the morning, 10 in the morning.
And we're just starting.
I know. Well, you know what? They can go to my business page. I do videos there every single day. talking about the product, my life, my crazy life, because I have one graduating from college. I do vendor events in the community quite a bit with the local high schools, volleyball teams. I have a big one coming up at the UW. So out and about in the community a lot.
Oh, yay, you're doing that one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, that's Maria. Maria was the one who asked about it, right? Okay, I'm making a connection here.
So my sponsor actually normally does that one, but she's their medical staff for that day. So
nice.
Absolutely, you go ahead and take that. So I'm going to be at the UW. People can come out and get to know me. I do a lot of stuff in the community where they can come and see me.
Right.
Once a month, I'm at Frontier Communications, which supports the Pioneer Women of Everett. So a portion of all our profits go to the Pioneer Women of Everett, and then they choose a charity. I think this month it's the Cocoon House.
Okay. What is the Pioneer Women of Everett? I've never heard of that.
It's a bunch of people who've lived here forever.
Oh, okay. So it's really like Pioneer Women of Everett.
Yes. and their children and their children's children, and yeah, it's Pioneer Women.
Okay, because here's what I'm imagining in my brain. I'm imagining Blazing Saddles. And okay, let me. Okay.
Yes.
Erase that memory. The covered wagons and okay. So.
Yes.
So what does a typical day look like for you? Because I know, okay, so you and I have talked about this before, like, oh yeah, you have a little hobby. And I know that is the furthest thing from the truth when it comes to you and your business. So what does a typical day look like for you?
Oh, well, Facebook Live has changed my typical day, that's for sure. I get up, I have breakfast with my girls, I get the one off to work because she still lives here temporarily, let's hope. Then I put on my face on Facebook Live. So I go live in my VIP group. I go live in any shopping links I have going on. I have 2 shopping links going on right now. So I'm doing lives in there. Then I go live on my business page. Then I finally get around to working with my team, which there's a lot of girls with a ton of goals. So it takes me about another 2 hours. Then it's lunchtime.
So stop for a second. What does that look like? The 2 hours working with your team?
So I have girls that came into this business because they want to be leaders. They want to earn more income for their family than they could at a traditional job. And I heard something somewhere, teachers make around $11 an hour for every hour they actually work. And so they're coming to me saying, I want to replace this income. How do we do that? And so it's training them on how to find hostesses, how to build relationships on Facebook, because you can't just throw up a graphic and have everybody buy something. They're going to report you, you're going to Facebook jail. So it's teaching them how to build those relationships. What communities are they interested in?
Right.
And so it's showing them everything that my social media coach has taught me. I know, Tracy Ward has taught me, and building relationships for them and teaching them that it's okay. Not everybody in Facebook is scary.
Some of us are.
Well, and sometimes we get creepers and you just have to block them and release them, and it's okay. But
well,
it's
so speaking of creepers, do you have a lot of girls, women on your team that are young?
I have one of my up and coming leaders is a collegiate athlete at Linfield College. So she is young and her team is young, and they struggle to find their tribe and their community that has enough money to purchase the product.
Yeah. Well, and I bet that the reason I asked about their youth is that, these are girls who they're putting on a beautiful face of makeup and then they're posting selfies on Facebook and they're gorgeous.
Right.
And so unfortunately that brings out the creepers.
Yes.
Okay. So you do 2 hours teamwork in the morning, then you have lunch.
And I have lunch, then I'm off to go out in the community and share what I love. I love to shop. So sometimes I meet women when I'm shopping. And then I come back and I work in my shopping links again. I find the best time to post is evening for those a lot of times. So I'm working with my clients teacher appreciation's coming up, so I have a ton of stuff. I have like 70 orders I'm getting ready to ship out to teachers so that my clients can receive those in time. So yeah.
Oh yeah, so you'll spend an hour at the post office.
I love the post office. People are so fun. They don't know what to do with you when you're happy in line.
Oh, that is so true, because most of them are so crabby in line.
Yeah, but it's one of the things when you run a business on social media, it's kind of fun to get out in the community and see kids tearing up the post office display and mom's pulling her hair out, and to hand her just a pampering package so she can go relax later when she isn't with the kids is kind of fun.
Oh, so tell me about this pampering package. What is that?
It's just my business card saying thank you for getting to know me. It's 4 products. It's the primer, the foundation, the face wash, and the moisturizer. So they can just have a little pampering and treat themselves.
So little samples? Oh, I didn't know you had those.
No, we don't. I make them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I make them.
Again, it's a 3-year-old company. They haven't gotten into that.
No, they're figuring because they assume everyone's going to purchase a foundation on social media.
Yeah, no.
That's not going to happen for women of my age. We want to try it. And at 50, I find that it's way more fun to have them try it first.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, it's just easier. It's just easier because I get to know them.
So you seemed very comfortable just now. Ah, yes, Audrey. Not buying. Do you have foundations for all color palettes? Okay, we do. We do.
And I just shipped some to my friend Kim Harris, who is in, I want to say, North Carolina. She runs a huge network of trying to help people out unemployed of color, getting a good career job. So I just shipped a bunch of stuff off to them.
Nice. Yeah, the foundation thing online, and even when you say Unique is a social media marketing company, it makes me kind of want to cringe because you're not a social media marketing company. You are a women's empowerment company or something, but you're not a social media company. You're not a makeup company.
That's true. Right. It's uplifting, empowering, and validating women around the globe to put their best face forward every single day. And their best face forward means what's in their makeup bag. What do they feel for them makes them look the best. Right. So you're right.
I got my Unique on. You can't really see it very well.
I know. I've got some weird lighting going on in here today. I apologize. It's sunshiny, so my skylight's like, woo.
Yeah, no. And what I was going to say just a minute ago is, you said 50 and that just rolled off your tongue, and it's brand new, but you're totally fine with that. And so let's talk a little bit about empowerment, because I know that that's one of the things that is really at the heart of what you do. This isn't about mascara, although you sell a crap ton of mascara. That's kind of what the company is known for, is that was a core product, an original product. So give us an example of one of those times when somebody came to your lash lounge and tell me a story about one of those times where they left feeling like $1 million, right?
Yeah, I have a new client. She came, she was kind of inward and not feeling real confident because everything she was trying wasn't helping her face at all. It was not a good fit. And by the time I had walked through her makeup bag and found the products that suited her best and looked best on her, she started crying in my lash lounge. I'm like, oh, did you do something wrong? Is that the ugliest lip color you've ever seen? What's wrong? Because I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And she said she had been to all kinds of cosmetics counters and no one had taken the time to ask her what her routine is and what her colors. I'm gonna cry. What her colors were that she would feel confident in.
Right.
They just tried to sell her stuff.
Right. Well, Yeah, and
Cute.
even when you brought me products, you're like, Tracy, I know you're not going to use this, so here. I know you're never going to use this one, so I know you'll use this, and I know you'll use this, and like I love the BB cream because it doesn't feel like I have anything on my face, and yet it evens me out and all that jazz. So that's pretty cool, and I imagine so. Tell me about a lash lounge. What does that look like when somebody comes to your lash lounge?
That is my favorite thing, especially if they bring a couple of friends. We sit around the kitchen table. We have coffee or wine, depending on the time of day. They bring their makeup bag. We pull everything out. I say, do you use this? Do you use this? And I walk them through their face and find out what it is that they really are going to take the time to use. Just like you're not going to take the time to put on 5-eye colors and all this craziness. Nope. It's not who you are. Nope. So I find out who they are through their makeup bag. And then I fit what Unique has to offer into their makeup bag. Sometimes it's a total makeover. Sometimes it's just a few products. And thank you, Aubrey. I'm loving being fierce and 50. 50 has been a fun age.
You know, I just had an idea for you for a Facebook Live. Well, if you had a client that would be bold enough to share their makeup bag with you, because that's an interesting concept that you just said about how you can tell a lot about somebody by what's in their makeup bag. Yeah. And you know, if they've got some, you know, old Maybelline, the pink and green,
a 5-year-old mascara in their bag,
or they've got that crappy Wet and Wild eyeliner, like that can tell you a lot about. And I just think that would be interesting. You could almost do like let's make a deal.
That would be fun.
You could do a let's make a deal. Okay. Anyway, we digress. Well, because think about it. Like, do you have an eyebrow curler in your makeup bag? You get 5 points for that. Do you have tweezers? Yeah. I mean, what are the ridiculous things that, What is the most ridiculous thing that somebody's had in their makeup bag?
Oh, well, and on the note of what products are in their makeup bag, sometimes women only feel that they deserve to spend 99 cents on an eyeliner. It's a huge statement about their deserve level. And when I can bring that up to help them realize that they deserve.
How do you do that?
Just by sharing the benefits of the product and getting to know their heart. Because sometimes it's just that nobody has ever showed them that they deserve to have a product that doesn't run down their face halfway through the day.
Right.
You know, so it's just showing them that by spending a little extra, they can look amazing all day long instead of wiping up at lunch. So it's just educating them on the products and what they deserve.
Yeah.
And I think when you take time to get to know a woman, you help raise that deserve level.
Right.
You're truly building that friendship. Because when they come to my lash lounge, it's not just one time. They come back over and over and over again for girl fun. Yeah. And then they share me with friends.
Yeah. Do you do parties?
I only do 2 home parties a month. I don't really like them. I was with another company for a lot of years that was their format. And the appeal to me is on social media. I can do a shopping link and meet 20 to 50 of her friends every day for an hour here in my home, and she's in her home. And it seems to me a better use of my time. Mm-hmm. But I do home parties. If they want me to, I will, but I only schedule 2 a month because it's such an undertaking when women sit down with my makeup bag, and I can show you my makeup bag. Mm-hmm. They kind of go crazy.
All right. What's your vice? Give it up.
My vice?
Brushes. Come on, woman. Oh. How many makeup? Okay. So.
Oh, wait, there's one more.
Why? Okay. Why do you have so many makeup brushes?
You need to use a clean makeup brush every time. You don't want to take a brush that had orange color on it and then you're putting on purple and slap that on your face.
Can't you just take the brush and go?
Yeah, because that'll work. No,
but
it's a mineral pigment. It doesn't work. So, and I like to have brushes for my clients to play with, because when you apply makeup with brushes, it just looks better.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
No,
or that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the question I asked a few minutes ago about what's the funniest thing you've ever found somebody has ever pulled out of their makeup bag?
Well, it was an eyelash curler, but we couldn't really recognize it. She really loved it, but the handles were bent up and the piece was missing from the foam was missing from where you squeeze it together, and one of the handles was broke off. And
oh my gosh,
very sad. We got her a new one. It was like, you can't wear that.
Audrey asked, should you wash your brushes every day?
I actually clean my brushes. I have a
she has a very ridiculous brush cleaner.
I have a dishwasher for them, so I wash them in the dishwasher once a week, so that they're
once a week.
Yeah, once a week they're sanitized, because you want to sanitize your brushes too, because your dead skin is still getting, and dirt and oil still goes onto those brushes. So,
but before you had your fancy thing, how did you clean your brushes?
I have a brush cleaner from
another company.
That was good. From another company, I just squirted it and wiped them off. But you can use alcohol too,
because alcohol dries, right?
It's also sanitizing, and that's the biggest thing, is to get it sanitized, so you're not putting. Especially, I have severe acne, and so for me, I can't use dirty brushes. I'll break out more.
So let's talk about that for just a minute, because I have one of my best friends from high school. She actually had she had an open sore on her face, and then she used some really, really old makeup and then got a staph infection. So how often, I mean, and I know that for me, it's kind of like at the grocery store when you see that the milk is expiring. It's not really expiring. It's just, you shouldn't, it's the bypass date, right? Okay. So when I see a makeup company make recommendations about how often you should replace your makeup, I'm a little tiny bit suspicious, because it's in their best interest to tell me to buy mascara every 3 months. But what has your experience been with that?
Mascara, I replace every 8 weeks, because let's face it, it's not, I don't have it out here. It's dark in there. You're putting it on your eyes and you're putting it back in a dark tube. So it is growing bacteria every single day. So you pull it out, put it back in.
I can't wait to put my mascara on.
So mascara is probably my biggest pet peeve, because I've seen women with 5-year-old mascara, and then they don't understand why they're getting an infection in their eye. Why do I have pink eye? Why do I have an infection? Because your mascara's got bacteria. That's the biggest one. Any cream shadows, 1 year maximum on cream shadows, because same thing, it's moist in there, so it's going to hold that bacteria. Mineral powders, they just get old and the color doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
So, and
not
foundations. Yeah, foundations oxidize. So over time, it's not going to be the same color as you originally purchased. So foundations probably if you don't go through it in 6 months, you're not using enough.
Yeah. And I know, like my daughter, she needs a different color during the summer than she does during the
winter. Definitely, absolutely. It's huge, and that, don't save that foundation. Use it up.
So what's the biggest? Let's think. What's the biggest mistake people make when it comes to their makeup?
Mistake, like, tell me what you mean by mistake. Because honey, I can share some mistakes. We can talk about Lady Gaga on that red from
the red
eyeshadow.
Oh yeah. The other day I was at the store and I saw a gal. She had on very thick lashes. What?
I'm closing my curtain. Sorry.
Oh, okay. She had on very thick lashes, and then she had like these mountain peaks kind of painted. No, it was really interesting looking. So okay, I used to sell Avon, so I used to see people, and I would see them at the grocery store with their line. That's kind of what I mean by mistake.
Yeah. Just like having the right color match, because you're going to Target or Walgreens or whatever, and it's not the right match for you because you're just buying it off the shelf. And you can't always see this, but your friends can, and your family can, and shame on them for not telling you that you look ridiculous.
Well, and that's the nice thing about the brushes too, right?
It just definitely, especially skin types, brushes make a huge difference. They make a huge difference, and I have a few to choose from. They're not all, but most of them are. So yeah, it's just application, and I think women struggle with application. They're like, okay, I'm just gonna put it on like I saw that girl who's 20 putting it on. Well, I don't have the same skin as a 20-year-old, and I can't do that big old wing because it looks ridiculous.
Right.
I do see women not wearing makeup that makes them look their best.
So let's talk a little bit about business. Okay. So those women that you're coaching in their businesses, what do you see as the biggest challenge they face? Like, well, maybe I don't even need to say they. What is the biggest challenge you face in your business?
The stereotype of network marketing and actually being able to work from home. They assume that I only make a little extra income, that I couldn't possibly support myself. And for me, if my husband died tomorrow, certainly I have life insurance on him because I'm a smart girl. But a husband is not a retirement plan. And I had to figure out how to have an income so that if something happened, I would not be stranded. Because quite frankly, when my father left my mother, she was stranded. She had no college education. She didn't like network marketing. And at that time, it was the late 80s. So network marketing was kind of strange. You were very limited because we didn't have the internet.
It was very Amway.
Yeah. And she just wasn't interested in that. So she took a job where she made like $8 an hour trying to support me and my graduation year and all of those things. And I watched her struggle, and I thought, I am never going to be dependent. While I love that he's with me and hope that he's here forever, I'm not dependent on him. So changing the stereotype that this is just some little thing you do. This is an actual business. I write things down. I have an accountant. I have a, retirement plan.
Yeah.
And I'm building for my future. So I think it's changing people's minds and stereotypes.
How do you do that, like on a daily basis? Because
That's a hard one. You know what? It's just through them getting to know me. And I just have to keep smiling and laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
Because once they get to know me, they understand it's not about the dollars. Because one of my favorite things that I think it was Zig Ziglar, when you take the pennies out of your eye, the dollars come. So for me, I'm more interested in caring about people and making sure they have what's right for them. The sales come eventually. Doesn't always happen immediately. And the relationships are built. And they begin to trust me and know that I have their best interest at heart and that I am an active businesswoman.
Yeah. I saw one of my Facebook friends posted something this morning. It was like, you can't pour a gallon of water into a sippy cup. Well, and her whole point was that whole idea that this doesn't happen overnight. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there who are saying things like, I made $100,000 in my first webinar and you can too. And I know that is crap. Right. And, but they're going to sell you a program that will teach you how to do exactly what they did.
No, it's trial and error. I've been in this industry. I've been in the cosmetics industry. I'm a licensed esthetician. So it's trial and error over 25 years. has brought me to where I am today. So it certainly wasn't an overnight success thing.
So you said you're a licensed esthetician. What does that mean for you in your business?
I can touch people. If you're not licensed in the state of Washington, you're not allowed to apply makeup to their faces. Now that rule might have changed. I haven't checked on those in a little while.
No, I'm pretty sure that's still the rule. Although I know that there are a lot of makeup folk who break that rule.
Right. And for me, I'm not going to be with them in their bathroom the next morning, so I want them to apply it. I'll do one eye and have them do the other. But I have a license to pop sit and apply their makeup. I have firsthand skincare knowledge, and I'm constantly educating myself on changes in skin and all of those things too. So ongoing education is huge.
Do you, as a licensed esthetician, do you have to do continuing education to maintain your license? No.
No,
but you do.
I do, because it's important for me to know, especially in makeup, trends change all the time. Trends are changing daily.
Yeah.
Daily. So for me, it just helps me keep up with the trend. I'm doing a Living Pink for Breast Cancer pageant Saturday in Tacoma. So I had to learn how to do stage makeup.
Oh, yeah, which is totally different.
Completely. I want to blend that stuff. I want to make it look pretty. No.
So where do you turn to get that education?
I actually have been taking online classes from Robert Jones. So he actually he has Robert Jones Academy. Okay. And so I've been doing an online certificate. It's a certified class. So once I'm finished with it, he'll send me a signed copy that I'm certified.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you subscribe to any magazines? Fashion magazines?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. Nope. My girls have 17 and Rolling Stone and all kinds of things coming in the house. So I'm constantly picking those up, looking at, what so-and-so is wearing today. But for my clientele, they're not going to wear, most likely, they're not going to dress or wear what Lady Gaga is wearing.
Right. So your clientele, is that like primarily specific age? What does that look like?
My clientele is women over 40 who want to put their best face forward.
Okay.
I do have younger clients because their moms are in my lash lounge.
Right.
But the majority of them are women who are over 40 who are looking for a change, trying to put their best face forward.
Excellent. So let's talk about networking for a little bit. Okay. Because, eWomenNetwork and all that jazz. So what are your best networking tips? Oh, look, I've got my my ready for Walmart look.
You're frozen on my screen, so I don't know why.
Bummer. Okay, well, I've got my sweater on, so then you can't see. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, saw that the other night. Yeah.
I know. So what are your best tips for networking?
Truly be interested in the other person and what they're sharing with you, and listen twice as much as you talk.
So when you're coaching your team, are you in the midst of being a social media company, are you encouraging them to go out and network?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I actually am encouraging them, especially since they don't live in this state. I have them all over the country. I'm actually encouraging them to find eWomen Network. So, because eWomen seems to be the most global of the groups I found. And I tell them, go find women to get to know, build friendship, truly be interested in what they are offering. Everything else will come. Yeah. Everything else will come. And that's the huge thing for me. Because it's been so much fun getting out in the community, meeting people, even other makeup artists, because they have a ton to teach me. I can learn from everybody.
Well, and the other thing I know about you and your line is that you don't have everything.
No.
And so you are totally okay with sending someone to someone else who can give them what they need.
Oh, absolutely. Because we don't have anything for wrinkles. So I use something else for that. And I share that with my clients. We don't have our cosmetic line is expanding, but you're right. It's very limited right now. And
but it doesn't, to somebody like me, it's not limited at all. Because I just don't wear a ton of makeup, right? But well, and there's that whole thing going back to what you said about women feeling like they deserve, the first time I ever saw, oh my gosh, $30 mascara, I'm like, what the heck? That's not, I choose, well, you know what? I don't spend money on myself very well. It ends up being, I buy Starbucks. This morning, my daughter and I were talking about that, about how much I spend at Starbucks in a week. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't feel good. I should take that money and make that my makeup money or my jewelry money or whatever. But
shoe shopping money.
Oh gosh, I'm not a shoe person either.
I can teach you. It's okay.
No. I have big, huge feet. Anyway, that's a whole nother.
That's a whole other topic.
That's a whole nother topic. But
absolutely. But you're right. I think it's deserved level. I think we as women have gotten, we're moms and we're taxi drivers and we're doing all things for other people, and we forget to do for ourselves. And eventually those little people you've birthed will grow up and be gone. And you're left with your partner, and you want to still be the best version of you can be.
But do you think that that's true? Do you think that women really want to be the best because what I see is they get to that place, their kids move, and now they have no identity.
Yeah. And that's the hard part, is creating an identity while your kids are still at home. Because who are you going to be when they leave?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be independent and be you.
Yeah.
And so, it's a huge one. It's a tough one.
I'm like, I remember the whole kid thing and the concept of school. And my elementary school used to have on the first day of school, they're like, join us in the lunchroom for, donuts and Kleenex or whatever it was. It was some as if I'm mourning the first day of school and I need to go cry with some other moms. I'm like, first day of school, woohoo! Right? I've never really understood that. And while I am feeling a little emotional about the idea of my kids finally flying the coop, I'm also, it's life, right? It's part of life. And my identity is not wrapped up in them.
I think we make that mistake as women, is our identity becomes our children. And just like a husband is not a retirement plan, you need your own identity separate from your children.
Yeah.
With their own identity, they worked really hard to get it.
Yeah. Okay, so changing the subject again. I love this because we can talk about all sorts of things. So I would imagine that some days you wake up and you're like, nope, not doing it, not adulting today. But,
yes.
But you have to show up. You still have to show up. So what kind of tricks do you have up your sleeve to help you do that? What tools do you use to shake it off and just go? Or do you use the time, like your live time, to say, hey, sometimes I just need some encouragement, so let me have some encouragement? What does that look like for you?
I actually am a huge personal development person. I'm actually reading Girl Code right now. So for me, when I start to feel that way, I will grab Big Al's books, or I'll go to YouTube and find Big Al, and I'll have Big Al talk to me. And I love him. He's a fantastic speaker. Or if I just need a little to shake it off, me and T-Swift, I crank up the music and I just dance around and jump around and let
T-Swift.
Sorry. That's how you know how old my kids are.
Yes. Yeah.
So for me, I just personal development. I get up, I still do it. I do tell my clients on live, sometimes days suck.
Mm-hmm.
They just do. And you still got to get cute. You still got to go out in the world, Because if I had a regular 9-to-5 job, guess what?
You'd
My
still
booty
have
would
to,
be
yeah,
my booty would be planted in that seat at the middle school library, having to deal with the middle schoolers at lunch.
because that's what you used to do.
Yep. And I have the privilege of sleeping in. I have the privilege of working from home, and sometimes you just got to shake it off.
Hey, I heard the Everett levy passed, right?
Yes, it did. And that was a huge part. My daughter and I did huge live campaigns to get the vote out, to get people to understand that they're amazing kids in our community and they deserve the latest technology and healthy, safe buildings.
Yeah.
So,
when I first heard, I had seen yours and Haley's lives about the vote, and we didn't have a vote like that in Linwood where I live. And so I know that the original numbers, it wasn't passing, and I was so bummed. And then, so then to hear that I spoke at a middle school, what are you doing?
Ridiculous. I'm putting lip gloss on. Sorry.
This, my friends, is Kelly Statema.
I looked washed out, so I needed some lips.
You needed some lips. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is the funniest thing. I might have to do that next time I do a live. I'm just going to grab some lips and no, I would never do that because that's just not me. Yeah, I spoke at a middle school last week and they kind of in Issaquah, but they did an update about the levies and they said Issaquah passed and Everett passed. And I was like, yeah, I immediately thought of you and Haley and how you had kind of rallied for that. So how did you make that jump from full-time? I actually met a girl recently. She runs, she has a business called the Side Hustle Society, and which is really, really smart actually, where she works with people who work a full-time job and want to turn their side hustle into, unfortunately, sometimes what that looks like is another full-time job, but that's a whole another discussion. But so tell me about your background. You worked for the school district.
I went to work for the school district after both my parents passed away. I had nothing else to do. I had 2 girls in school and I was depressed. And thank you to Dr. Stewart, who hired me in the Everett School District with just mom experience. Luckily, I was able to pass the test that you have to take to be employed.
Nice.
And over the years, it was just a routine. And I began to get to the top of the pay scale, which equates to $18.75 an hour, unless the state gives you a raise. You're not getting one because they're not giving you one. They're not even fully funding education. So that's $1,000 a month. And we had everything we needed, but we didn't have anything extra. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired.
And broke.
And I had to shop a lot. And if I want to shop, I needed some money. And my kids needed, girls' prom dresses, shoes, spray tans, hair done, I have 2 girls. They're not cheap.
Right.
So I found this company through a friend of mine from junior high, and I hit the ground running, and I never looked back. And as soon as I replaced my income, fortunately, I chose to do that because my youngest child has Asperger's, and she was having a super hard time getting kicked out of school every other day. Well, about once a week. And I really needed to let her know I had the ability to sit with her through class. And that I was going to help her graduate on time. So it came down to my kid needing me more than I needed to have a job for somebody else. And and never looked back.
Nice. Wait, what was that last? I'm having a hard time hearing you every once in a while.
Replace that income. My personal retail sales are the income I had just from the school district. That doesn't include my commissions from my team.
Right. Yeah. It's just this little side business.
Yeah. Not so much, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because being able to be home with her when she needed me most was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge.
I totally get that. So what's next for Kelly Statema? What's your next big goal? Well, I know what it is. So what is it? You're wearing a shirt about it.
Here we go. Future Black status leader, top of the company. I'm one away from the top of the company. And that's my big hot button by July, end of July.
Okay. What does that mean? Like, so for somebody who has no idea about, what does that mean? That you want to be, that you're now purple. Purple what does that mean? That you're purple?
That means I'm one away from the top of the company. I've developed 2 or more leaders. And actually I have 3 first-line leaders, which are my directly sponsored leaders. And I need to develop 1 more leader and grow my circle, which is my tiny little group. My leaders have their own groups. I have mine. So I actually need to grow my influence.
You need 1 more leader. Could that 1 more leader already be on your team? You just need to develop them? Okay.
Yep. They could. They absolutely could. So it's just developing people and keep on having a good time.
And you go on trips. You earn the trips.
I just finished. I'm taking Haley for her graduation gift from college. I'm taking her to Cozumel. I just finished the Cozumel trip.
Nice.
So I went
Congratulations.
Thanks. I took hubby to Jamaica last year. And so this year I'm taking my college graduate. Ooh.
When is that? Cozumel. When is graduation?
Graduation's May 15th. So I have been a seriously busy woman.
Yeah. And
because at 21 she has her bachelor's. All right, I'll throw you a party.
But you're not having it at your house. Even better. Let somebody else. Yeah.
I'm not picking up after her friends.
No. Well, and just think about, like, if you still work for the school district, how do you have a party?
Yeah, no, that wouldn't have been possible. I wouldn't have had the money. Because we're having it at Blue Water in Everett. It's a great business. They have a great menu, but you still have to pay for the food and the space.
Yeah.
And I would not have had the extra. So, and she has spent 5 years, and at 21, she'll finish her bachelor's degree with no debt whatsoever.
That's awesome.
So being able to give her a party was the least we could do.
Sure. And okay, so here's a good question for you, since you have this 21-year-old daughter. So is she in the business?
No, she is not. And funny enough, her degree is in marketing.
Nice.
But for her at 21, it's such a challenging business to be in. You really have to have thick skin and hustle, a lot of hustle, because a ton of people look at them and go, well, what do you know?
Oh, yeah.
That my young gal at Linfield College goes through that with her. People that come on as a business don't want to listen to her, even though she's amazing, because they're like, oh, you're young. What do you know? So they supposed to be a network marketing, I think.
Well, and then the other thing you said about your girl at Linfield is that people don't have $35 to buy foundation or whatever.
Right. So
which you would think at Linfield they might, since it's private.
Yeah, but they're spending all their money on their education. Their education's expensive.
Wow, I feel like I've asked all my good questions and we still have 10 minutes left. We don't have to stay on. There's nobody's listening live right now. Audrey left at 30 minutes. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
She probably had an appointment, but and I love that Maria was on here earlier, because she is the gal that I connected you with for the UW thing.
Yeah, and it's super fun. I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to get to know, again, a whole nother group of people.
Yeah. Do you do fundraisers?
I do. I love fundraisers. They're so much fun.
Tell me about what does that look like?
Well, most of the time it's online because all the people can be invited from everywhere that the person raising the funds knows. And those are typically, and I just simply, all of my profit, which for me is 35%, goes to that fundraiser.
I should do a fundraiser.
Yeah, they're super fun. Oh my gosh, it's so fantastic.
My daughter's band is going to Hawaii, and they're going to Victoria in May, and I'm like, okay, I've paid for Victoria $350. Then I've made our first payment to Hawaii, but I'm like, holy cow,
it's expensive.
And she's not even a senior yet. I know.
Yeah, wait till senior year. That's a fun year.
I'm like, oh crud, we probably need to do senior pictures over the summer, and I'm like, okay, yep. Anyway,
they're due in like October, so right after school starts, senior pictures are due.
Luckily, I know a great photographer.
Yes, you do.
Who will take really good pictures of Sarah. So. All right, how about we wrap up 8 minutes early? That sounds awesome to me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say goodbye, but don't leave. I'm going to say goodbye, and then I'm going to stop the recording, and then we'll chat one more second. So thank you for being here, Kelly. I love talking to you. You make me laugh. And where do they find Kelly? They find Kelly at www.50andfabulash.com. So if you want more information about Kelly, you can find her there or on Facebook, 50 and Fabulash. And I'll see you next time. And pause.